Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace be upon everyone. Welcome to my channel, and if you're coming back, welcome back. So this is another video that is for SAT prep, and the question is a math question, and as you can see it's on the screen, and it says if a equals 3 root 7 divided by 4 and 4a equals the square root of 3b, what is the value of b? So the first thing when we're looking at this question is that we know the value. We're given a value for a, which is 3 root 7 divided by 4. And then we're also given an equation, 4a equals the square root of 3b, and we're asked to solve for the second variable b. So we have the value of one variable a, and then we're given an equation with both variables, and we have to solve for the second variable and find the value of that variable, and that variable is b, right? So the first thing you have to do is just going to be simple substitution, okay? So you have a equals 3 root 7 divided by 4, and you have 4a equals the square root of 3b. So that will be 4 times 3 root 7. So 3 root 7 divided by 4 equals the square root of 3b. So you divide both sides. So you divide here by 4, divide by 4. So what you end up with is going to be 3 root 7 equals to the square root of 3b. And when you go on to do this, the next thing you have to do is isolate b. So we're trying to solve this entire equation in terms of b. Well, we have the left side of the equation as 3 root 7. So we have a square root, and the right hand side of the equation is also a square root. So from practicing and doing math, we know that we're going to square both sides of this equation to at least try to make our work much more easier. So squaring both sides will just mean that we have 3 root 7 multiplied by 3 root 7, and then this right hand side you have the square root of 3b, right? So what happens when you square a square root? What happens is that you're gonna end up getting the value that is inside the square root as the final, simplified answer. So squaring a square root just means we're going to end up canceling the square and canceling the square root. So we're only interested in what is inside of the square root in the first place. So what you end up with here is 3b. So basically the squared of the square root of 3b is just simply 3b. So the left hand side involves 3 root 7 multiplied by 3 root 7. So we just do 3 times 3. So we're going to focus on this 2 first. 3 times 3, okay? And then the second part of the work, 7 times 7. Not 7 times 7, I'm sorry. Square root of 7 times square root of 7. And that's going to just be square root of 7 times square root of 7. We can just call it squared here. And then you have 3b. So 3 times 3 is 9. Square root of 7 squared. Same thing that I just explained. You have, what do you do when you square the square root? You just focus on what is inside in the first place. So that will be 9 times 7 equals 3b, right? So now that we have that, we can go on to simplify our work further and solve our answer in terms of b. So we can say divide the right hand side by 3 to try and isolate or solve in terms of b, and then divide the left hand side by by 3. So we end up canceling this out, cancel this out, canceling this out, and canceling this out. So you end up with b equals 21, and that is our answer. Our answer is b equals 21. So that's basically it. So we have our option C to be the answer to this question. If this is your first time on my channel, you probably don't know this, but I make daily SAT style video. If you really enjoy this content, this is what I'm here for, basically making math, science, basically STEM related YouTube content for students that are either in middle school, high school, or college, in order for them to succeed in their respective STEM courses. And this is just one of the videos. If you want to see more SAT style videos, make sure you watch the playlist. The playlist has a whole bunch of questions because I make these videos daily, and I wish to see you guys on the next one. So take good care of yourself and keep solving and solving and keep solving and keep trying. I wish you guys all the very best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.